Hello users, this is Alex bringing you my first World of Tanks review video. Today, in this video, we are reviewing the T2 light tank. It's a premium US tank available for purchase in the in-game store for 750 gold. This tank, a little about this tank. It was never historically made, but it was made in blueprints. And the original plan was to incorporate. This was the first tank to incorporate airplane engines into the actual fuselage, so it would run faster, like what is presently in World of Tanks known as a Scout. Okay, so beginning the review, first let's go over some statistics. 150 hit points, pretty basic for this tier. It's a tier 2 light tank, so same as the Cruiser Mark IV, but the 150 hit points here. But the BT2, if I'm not mistaken, has 160 hit points, which is not a major difference, but it's also a light tank. Those 10 hit points rarely come in handy, but it's always nice to have them. Anyway, that shouldn't be a problem with this tank because you're usually going to be speeding around. You weigh very little, 7.6, so I would not recommend ramming. The engine power, 265. This is a great engine, honestly. It pushes your little light tank, when I say light I mean light, very, very far, very, very quickly. Much more than many other tanks of the same tier. So this really feels like a Scout, especially when you reach the top speed limit of 72 kilometers per hour. 20% chance of an engine fire. Engine fires at a low tiers don't really matter too much. Just for the sake of this replay, I put in a fire extinguisher, but I would not recommend doing that because it's not worth the 3K. The traverse speed 47,000 would be awesome. 47 degrees per second track traverse, which is pretty good for a light tank. That's faster than the BT2, which is already pretty good. This lets you turn pretty quickly, and you don't lose too much speed when turning around corners going straight forward. Let's go over some hull armor right now. 17 on the front. It's okay right here on the slope. There are some very few shots that you will reflect though. Most people are going to be aiming here with weak points, driver view, well, not really weak points, but here are two driver viewports, possibly going to knock out your driver, which is slash commander, which is definitely, is he a driver? I think so. No, he's probably going to knock out your driver. If he hits this with a high explosive shell, which is not good because you're a Scout and you need the speed, that's the main place that this shines. And the machine gun viewport is the machine gun port is another weak spot right here. Let's move on to the side armor. Side armor is pretty similar in terms of the front hull armor. 15 on the side. It's not going to stop much. This is also a weak point here. I'm not sure if this can kill your driver. The rear is really a problem here on the hull armor with 6mm. It gives so much exposure to your engine that someone can tear right through there with a high explosive shell and just knock out your engine, possibly setting it on fire, which is definitely not good if you're a light tank, because some of the hints in World of Tanks pop up and it says light tanks are either immobile or intact, not both. So you get the picture. This is especially evident with this one. Turret armor, 16 all around. You're not going to bounce much. And this mantlet that usually should give bonuses on tanks doesn't really. I mean, look at that. That's, what, like 2mm of armor extra. It's not going to stop anything. It might count as spaced armor, but it never happened to me. You don't get ammo racked often, which I like. Your gun, they're really small, so it doesn't get destroyed often. So the modules on that are fine. Yeah, now the rest of this is modules, so let's move on to here. We'll start with the gun, the 20mm Hispano-Suiza gun. It's a tier 2 gun. I actually really like this gun, mainly because the rate of fire is really, really nice. 108.96, that's almost 110 rounds per minute, well, you get a lot of shots off on the enemy. You can destroy one tier 2 tank, even more likely a tier 1 tank with just one clip of use. Moving on, the average damage is 12, but since you're firing a lot of rounds, it doesn't matter. It's only a 20mm gun, so you're gonna get 150 damage per clip anyway. The penetration is 30 on the average shell that you should use, which is pretty good for its tier. However, it does get into tier 4 matches, which I'll talk about later. It's pretty good for its tier. It's going to penetrate most tanks, except probably the H-35 and the front of the T-18. Turret. We already talked about this. 16 armor. Now let's talk about the turret traverse. 39 is pretty good. Even if you get tracked, you don't usually get flanked in these tanks. People just drive up straight forward and boom, boom, boom because your armor is so light. They know you're not gonna bounce anything. And plus at tier 2, no one uses the technique of circling, or shouldn't at least. The view range is approximately 260 meters. Which is okay. Definitely could be better as a scout, especially, again, since we get into tier 4 matches. The engine is where this shines, though. Tier 4 engine, 265 horsepower. 20% fire impact, not really high, rarely ever happens. Again, with the fire extinguisher. Do not use it. I rarely ever see engine fires at tier 2. But definitely do not expose this rear. Look at that engine right there. Moving on to the tracks. Tracks, 47 degrees per second. It's a really nice traverse. The radio could be better. 325. With this tank being a scout, it's not good enough. You need more. So the first thing you want to do, my crew is around 80% right now. What I'm going to do with the radio guy, I'm going to give him a boost in radio range because this is not bearable for being a scout. Yeah, well, I guess that's it. Now let's talk about, well, for the gun, let's talk about the shells. Do not get armor-piercing composite rigid. It's not really going to help you too much. It's not worth it at tier 2, because when you get into a tier 4 match, you're still not going to be able to penetrate the front of a B1 with this B1 French heavy tank, or an AMX-40 with this armor-piercing composite rigid. I've even seen videos on YouTube where a person uses APCR and the tier 3 French light tank, the AMX-38, and the medium, the D2. They can't penetrate it, even from the back. Some shots penetrated, but it's just not worth the gold. Spend your gold on something else, such as converting all of this research that I have. 9,000. Yep. It's some things about premium tanks. Stick with this. You get a lot of ammunition for this. You usually don't run out. You will run out if you don't stop firing, which I recommend you hold some of your shots, because that would never turn out well if you didn't stop firing. Yeah. Let's talk about the kind of matches that this vehicle gets into. Matchmaking is not like any other tier 2 tank. Most tier 2 tanks get into tier 2 battles, on occasion tier 3. This thing gets into tier 4 battles quite often. The thing is, though, this was meant to be a scout, but with the radio being so bad and the view range being you won't help your team so much. So what I usually do if I get placed in a tier 4 match, passive scout, meaning you hide in a bush and spot, don't shoot. You support enemies. You support your friends by blowing up enemies' tracks or going for their lightly armored vehicles. Or what I do most often, protect your own artillery or hunt for the enemy artillery. That would be vital for a win. A lot of people will tell you this isn't a good tank. Honestly, I like it. I have no problems with it. Mods. The equipment here I wouldn't really get because, again, it's a tier 2. But if I had to, I would spawn liner maybe. But you're not really going to be ramming, and if you ever get into a situation, it's just good to have that in case because it's nice and cheap. Vents, I'd get that if you had to. And this is too expensive for me, but Coated optics, you definitely need the extra view range buff. What you have 260 view range, you're going to end up with 286 view range. It's not that much. But at least it's something, because you definitely need that. Consumables, I really wouldn't get anything. Hold on, how do I? What consumables are available? I usually rack up all of these. Simply because it's tier 2, I wouldn't use any consumables because it's not worth the money. It might be fun to get your stats up, so if you just have so much money lying around, which I do not, because I just got my Tiger 2, I would not use any consumables on this. Definitely do not use the gold consumables, but this is nice, the 100 octane gasoline, 5% engine power and turret reverse. You really don't need that because you're fast enough, but if you just want to have this fun game that you're going to record, definitely get this octane. It's too expensive though to use. I'm racking this up for the purpose of the replays that are going to be later on. And yeah. Well, so let's get this boy into a battle. Okay, well, hello again. I will be showing you two videos. The first video is me in the T2 light in a tier 2 battle, which rarely ever happens, so savor them whenever you get into these kind of battles. Well, looking at the teams here, it seems pretty even to me. We're on the map Mines with the big hill in the middle. Well, I usually don't go on that hill. Well, I mean, I do, but I won't since I'm showing you a video. And, oh god. Lag. What was that? Lag. Lag. 726 oh god. Oh god. Oh dear. Oh dear god. Okay, we... Oh, lag. Big lag. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Well, we're still on. I guess it happens sometimes. I'll try my best in this battle to get a good battle. If I can't, well, screw this. Sorry about EasyVid. I didn't pay for it, so, you know, when you don't pay for things, free things are always worse. Okay, well, we got a big problem here. This T-18 should be able to help us. That medium 2 over there. I'm gonna try and spot these guys for him and get a kill right here. Okay. Well, you want to unload your whole clip when you can, because as you see, you got a pretty long reload, and it's never good when you do. Okay, well, this T-18's coming around to try and solve a problem, so okay. We're not in a very good situation here, and I might not win. You see how I cannot penetrate that T-18 whatsoever? It's just a terrible penetration on this thing. Well, it's obvious we took the hill. I'm gonna call for help here because this is definitely not a good situation. So I guess what I'm gonna do, I'm going to turn around and get back to the hill. But here, what I want you to take from this video is me killing the T1. That you need to unload your whole clip, get as much damage done as possible, because your armor, it's not going to serve you well. And this gun, with its damage per clip capabilities, you should be fine taking out a tank of your tier or below very quickly without sustaining damage. I mean, they're going to first go into that panic mode, and even if by the time... I can't see this guy. Even by the time they get into stage where they're okay. They're probably going to be torn apart, and you know. On the move, it's a different story. I'm just gonna... Okay, I got him. Okay, remember, press C to reload your shell cartridge when you only have one left. A lot of people don't do that, and that kind of makes me upset. Okay, we're losing here very badly. Still probably going to show this video because I don't suck in this video, and I didn't die with 0 kills and no spot on the amazingness list. This Panzer II is my next target. Kabada boom, kabadi boom, kabadi boom, kabadi boom. Okay. What I like though is how my track absorbs a lot of the damage. That really helps a lot with light tanks like these because you don't have a lot of hit points, and I'm not going to be able to kill him because he's too far away. Should not have wasted my ammo there. Do not do that. Okay, I did it. I did kill him. Well, our friendly base is being captured and our Tetrach is dead. Well, this is a really sucky battle. I tried to win this for my team, but did not go so well. And don't expect too many victories. I mean, I, in this tank, cannot really carry my team. I'm not a medium. I don't have a hysterical amount of firepower. So I'm never really in a good situation in this tank. I'm never really capable of carrying the team like I'm doing now. It's a rare occasion. That Panzer II just... Okay. Here's a time where I can get some damage done. Like, hopefully I cannot kill this L tractor, but I did reset the cap slightly. See how I'm using angling and I'm actually deflecting some shots? Okay, well, I'm about to die here. I just killed an L tractor and this T-18 is moving in to kill me. Okay, well, that's a good game for me. I tried my best. Ended up with 4 kills. All I want you to take from this video is not the fact that I lost, but the fact, use my strategy. See, you getting 4 kills will definitely benefit you. This T-70 doesn't really have too much of a chance here. Panzer II right there, T-18, medium, he's done. What I want you to take from this video, though, is never play too aggressively like most of my team. Stick in packs, especially if you're a light tank. And remember, if you buy this tank, do not expect to carry the team. Okay, let's look at some end plates here. That was actually a very good battle for me. I got 16,000... Wow, I got 16,000 credits. That's quite a lot in this tank. And even though I got a defeat, I got 568 experience points, which got my crew from 80% to 81% here. It doesn't really help anything, but that's fine. 16,000, so I got up from 34 to 50,000. It's kind of helpful. Now we can actually buy something on this tank, but I won't. Second most amount of damage because this Tetrach Lord Worm, of course Tetrach, I mean, you know, they have really high tanks. If you see a Tetrach, always look out. But I almost matched his damage amounts. But if you look at, I don't know if I can do this. Can I do this? Detailed report, okay. Repair vehicle, it's 390. Resupply ammunition, you'll use about as much as I did, 306. And, oh, well, I mean, it's an event, so I get 10,000. I only got 6,059 here, so that's okay. You lose about, let's say, 1,000 in the process. I know it's less, but the maximum you can lose is about 1,000. You'll still make a pretty good profit if you're a good player. Okay, well, I'm going to get this thing into another battle. Okay, so here I got into a match, tier 2 match. Sorry, I could not get into a tier 4 match, despite how hard I tried. And this is very strange, because I usually always get into tier 4 matches with this tank, but now, of course, World of Tanks decides to hate me when I'm making a video, so... let's live with it. Life's life. It's not fair. Whatever. Well, we spawned here on Himmelsdorf is the correct pronunciation. What I like to do on this map is go on the hill and wreak havoc. It's always fun to do that, and especially since I'm in a fast tank, I don't have to go over on the side. And the good part about the hill is that it's easy access to both sides. This Cruiser 3 is going hill with me, and he seems to be fully upgraded. If he has the okay, that was bad. If he has the pom-pom, then I am in luck. No, he doesn't have the pom-pom. That's not good. Okay, well, that's fine. I'll try and get up onto this hill on my own. Let's see if I can spot anyone. Probably not. Okay, yeah, T2 Light shows up here. He tries to blow some rounds off at me. Misses. Okay, hit him. Get a critical hit on him. Terrible aiming on my part there, and he doesn't go for the artillery. That never happens. Always prioritize the artillery. Okay, he is going. Always prioritize the artillery like this guy. Wow, okay, so he's going to play troll. He's going to retreat right down the middle. Yes, he's going to retreat right down the middle. Well, that was terrible on my part. I'm not sure if I will film this replay. I guess I'll just continue going up down the hill and try and find their artillery, because they have two. Oh dear, no. They have a T-18. Okay. What was I doing coming down? Yeah, that's usually... I get really scared when there's a T-18. No, I was right coming down. I'm not going to stay up here and try and camp this T-18. I'm going to do damage. Possibly get rid of that T2 Light. Probably not, though. I'm probably going to have to come back and reset the cap, because these guys aren't going to hold their own on those tanks. Okay, here I can get some perfectly... Oh, I always zoom ahead in this tank. I never stop on time. Here I can get some good flanking shots at these guys. He cannot penetrate an M2 Light. What? I'm gonna get this AT-1. Hi. There we go, he's done. I'm not even gonna try and penetrate that guy. Light. He's too good. Okay, and there go our tanks on the hill. I'm gonna try and get this M2 from the rear. Okay, that's not good. Medium 1, tier 1. This should be easy prey. Okay, he has a good gun. He decides not to turn his turret whatsoever. So I'm gonna easily... Yeah, there we go. Okay. More people I can hound down at the base. We're probably not gonna win on the hill unless I can get up and around. Oh god, oh goodness, okay. Can I hit him? I can. Okay, but I cannot penetrate him whatsoever, which is really disappointing to me. So, doing what the team is doing here, I'm gonna decide to cap. I'm gonna wait it out here. Our friendly base is being captured, but they have no time. We are definitely going to win here because they're not really sending anyone to reset, and we're almost capped, yeah. Well, that's GG. I'm gonna show that game, and again, terrible shooting. Let's take a look at the end plates. Again, not a bad game. 6,010 because of the event. 688 XP, better than last time. Let's look at the team score. I did not do so well in terms of damage here. However, if we go to the detailed report, I did spot 2 enemies. And yeah, that's really that's the good part here. Okay. Yeah, I spotted 2 enemies, killed 3. I got a lot of penetrating hits on a lot of them. Overall, our team did well. Funny how the T1 gets most of the damage. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, a little more about this tank. Get it for fun, not for credits or XP. Sorry if there were any problems. I used EasyVid, which is not the best. Again, I mentioned free. And again, despite what I said, this will get into tier 4 battles. Well, thank you for watching.